Why did they choose the women to be the one to show the emotions of out of all the animations and everything else that we had?
Yeah.
I feel like this automatically hamstrings what they were trying to get across. That looks like Mike Tyson.
Indeed.
Yeah. Looks like Mike Tyson for sure. Because by this logic, if you give them all the abilities, all the stuff, then why are they not the winners of every battle? Why? Why do we have amazing technology in 40K when it's gonna be ineffective against the orcs? When do we decide when they win? When do we decide when their belief is so powerful that overpowers a super powerful weapon of the Imperium or whoever else race is fighting with them?
I think you're making a fantastic point. I'm sorry that I wanted to add on, but it's like, why are Sisters of Battle special?
You have to choose which faction is going to shine and what is going to make sense in that moment. So we watched the first episode. So this is like 15 minutes. Is it overall good and interesting for 15 minutes? Yes, I mean, to us, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I really like it overall. I was a bit annoyed in the beginning. There's a shot where their ship has been taken down by orcs. That was a bit annoying to me because we already seen that with the Stardays, with Pariah Nexus. I'm like, why do you have to do this every time? It's the same thing. They're taken down and they whoever survived, they just go on a mission after that. And you see the resilience of the Sisters of Battle. You see how they think, how they talk. That's so good. We're gonna get to what's not good, of course. And at the end, it ends with an open ending because we're going to have maybe 2 more episodes or something. But it's pretty cool that you see how they think, how they work, and how they try to survive. And they're really unfazed by the danger. Because their focus is on doing the Emperor's will and just going forward no matter what. They're praying to the Emperor. They think about him. They're praying to the relic. There's a relic that they also carry of an old sister that died, and they also count on that and the prayer towards her. All those things that are pretty interesting and fascinating about the Sisters of Battle we have here in those 15 minutes. I'm just going to continue with the negative things, but before that, I'll let you guys talk about this.
Yeah. So, well, as I said, for 15 minutes, I like it because it was action-packed. I'm interested to see what is going to happen with the story. I want to see what the new girl did. So, why is she here? And, of course, I want to see more about the relic too. So, as a whole, I'm happy for it because we saw finally the Sisters of Battle, doing the things that they have to do and showing us. We actually remember that we have badass female characters. We don't have to do anything else with other characters
And change them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's for the positive of me, as we say. Really, really good, especially the battle scenes. I really like how.
Yeah, I was actually on the edge of my seat the whole time. I was immersed. I was immersed. What do you think?
I thought the episode was pretty cool, honestly. So if you guys get a chance to check it out, thank you again, Chainsword, for myself. Also, personally, I got a chance to check it out. I really like the Sisters of Battle theme. I thought they were always really cool faction. I like how they support in their own very specific way, and fleshing them out this way was cool. The animation, action animation, and combat animations were really cool. I don't want to delve too much into that. The way the ship moves around, the way that the camera moves around, it's cool. The characters themselves they look good in terms of a human being an animation. I wouldn't necessarily say they're pretty or anything like that, but I think that the movement itself looks really cool. There are some issues. I mentioned it to Empress as soon as I watched it. The number one thing that threw me off, the accents are very strong from 3 sisters that are like the main characters. It's extremely distracting. That's not to say anything like bad about it. Like, it's just something I had to pay attention to, and I found kind of grating.
Yes,
I think they have something here.
I can play that right now. A few seconds are totally allowed. So
sure, of course, go ahead.
I died, and a single wound had marred their holy flesh.
Forgive me. I meant only...
Your self-interest betrays you.
Temperance, sister. The novitiate is right. We shall pay our respects, but swiftly. We cannot afford to linger here.
Yes.
The
Okay.
Dora Melage has the authority where the Dora Melage
Happens to be. Yes.
Yeah.
So so now we continue, and then we're gonna rant about that.
And thank you for showing the graphic to illustrate what I was talking about. So right off the bat, it's for those of you that are older enough, this is like the united colors of Sisters of Battle, and it's like, what is this? So I found it really like jarring at first. Not that I don't find it believable. I don't have a fucking problem with it at all. Sisters come from wherever, and it's going to end up happening. I think someone in chat just made mention of the fact that I should probably like illustrate this a little bit better. Sisters of Battle as a faction is not limited to one world, planet, or anything like that. For those of you that are familiar with theology in any way, shape, or form, this is the counterpart, like nuns to priests. They're like battle nuns, super badass, so they can come from anywhere. I don't have any problem with the races, anything else like that. I don't necessarily like the look so much. I just found the accents very jarring, and it kind of pulled me away from what the main storyline was supposed to be. Other than that, though, for the rest of the episode, there's some combat problems I have. There's some stuff that we've already talked about on stream before, but overall, I was like, oh, this is really cool. Like, I'm a casual guy to this world, and I like it. Something that I hated, though, one thing that I hated is the in-helmet camera. I do not like this. It absolutely ruins everything for me. I don't like this whole Iron Man thing that's going on. So I don't know what to make of it. I enjoyed myself quite a bit. I thought it was fine. I want to see more. I want to see where they go with this. And fingers crossed that they don't stray too far away from the source material.
Yeah. Well, I have a let's say addition to the Iron Man thing. Yeah. First of all, yes, if we haven't had Iron Man, I don't think that we ever saw that before. When you zoom in, when you see how it is inside of the helmet, so you can portray the person's emotion and whatever it is, because he's not supposed to take off his helmet. That's
for
an
him
interesting.
It was done just so that we can actually see Robert Downey Jr.'s face in a way.
Yeah. So from one hand, it serves to show characters' emotion, and they don't take off their helmets, because if they keep doing that, it makes no sense. They're gonna get their heads exposed, and they're gonna be shot in the head or whatever. So it's very important for characters to keep their helmets on. Mandalorian, Just Dread, Halo guy, Master Chief.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's one way to have the cake and eat it too when you show the face. I don't have to see that, me personally, but it's just one way to do that. So it's a choice, I guess. I don't actually mind it. I understand why it's there. I can see the use of it, and I can see why it's annoying. I can see both, but more like I'm neutral by this point, because I can see both sides.
I think it makes more sense for Element just because we have a live action actor there that somehow we have to see his face more often. Here, as you said, maybe the emotions. Otherwise, these are not real people, not real actors. I mean, but to show the emotions. So really, there is 50.
Why did they choose the women to be the one to show the emotions of, out of all the animations and everything else that we had?
Yeah.
I feel like this automatically hamstrings what they were trying to get across. Show them in their armor, show their capabilities. You have the one sister that is unable to be armored because she is the penitent at this moment. So we should have seen it very similar to A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms from her eyes. She looks at the other sisters like they're indomitable, like indestructible. They're just such great fighters, and she's the very vulnerable one. If they would have done this, I think I would have enjoyed it more. I don't want to see the other sisters inside of their helmet. I want them to be otherworldly, quote unquote, beings to me, because I'm just a normal guy. They've been augmented in one way or the other, whether it's biologically, which is not the case this time, but mechanically, they have a mechanical advantage. They have an armor advantage. Show me the badass woman that you constantly keep trying to fucking sell me on. And I also mentioned this to, I apologize, Logan. I know I'm stepping all over you, but I mentioned this to Empress. This is what made me so mad about the Custodes argument. What are you doing? This is a faction that allows you to do everything that you want to do, and you're going to get the full backing of, I don't know, probably like 80% of the Warhammer world, even the chuds that you guys think are so against you. And they're like, yes, show me more. This is fucking awesome. I want to see the Sisters of Battle get into it. It's going to be fucking based, which would have led very easily into the popularity, I believe, into the Sisters of Silence. I want to know about golden ninja warriors that only use hand on arm signals. That's fucking cool.
Absolutely.
But when you have to automatically be like, nope, they're just as good as their male counterparts now. This is what ruins everything. So holding the two like side by side is really so bothersome to me. I have my fingers crossed. I'll shut the fuck up after this. I have my fingers crossed so much that they go forwards with this and make a really compelling story. And let us see the difference between the unarmored sister, who's only armored in her faith and her desire to get clear of whatever crime she's done, and the other sisters. I think they really have something here. We just have to see which way they go forwards with it.
Yeah.
Indeed, yeah.
I mean, I absolutely have to agree with you. I
Yeah,
just
totally,
do.
yes.
You make a great argument.
Great points.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
yeah,
amazing.
really.
So yeah, the only thing that I didn't like for real was again the accents.
The accents, really.
And
yes.
how on the nose they were, and how Wakanda forever
And
this woman is.
For people who try to be respectful to other cultures and things like that, isn't this more disrespectful actually?
Yes, because you're saying
You
that all black
you're saying that
people
all of them talk like that
for
you know.
40,000
40,000
years
yeah.
couldn't integrate with each other? Like, do African Americans like talk like that? No. Do we have some interesting black people from the UK who talk very sophisticated, just like British people? Yes. Do we have other very well integrated people that are black in America that are not parts of ghettos and whatever, that talk like white people? I mean, they don't talk like, hey, brother, shit in the hood, man. Yes, we do have those people. So you don't have to go to the tribalistic, native African type of a speak.
It's as
It's
if you're
ridiculous.
putting it in your face,
Is she from Nigeria? What?
I mean, I'm okay that she's black and she's the leader. As Tsunami said, they come from different planets, so that's okay and fine, But when you hear that accent is really jarring, and you start thinking, are we in Wakanda now? We're not 40,000 years into the future. What is
I
this?
think you guys are making a really strong argument, honestly. So unknown to chat, I am a Catholic. I've been a Catholic my entire life, and we do have missionaries from all over the world. Some of them come from Africa, and frankly, a lot of priests talk like this. So I could see that. But you're right. This is many millennia into the future.
Yeah.
That's not the point. Why is it that the only way to show a character is black on screen is either they talk like someone from Nigeria or someone from the Bronx? It's either, hey, shit, man, what's up, bitch? Or, what's up? Like, what? Are you serious right now? That's the most racist shit that I've ever fucking heard. There's two stereotypes. Either you're black because you're African and you're from the middle of the bush, or you're black because you're like from the middle of the hood.
Yeah.
Like, why do they need to do this? I found it so jarring when I watched it. I'm not letting the Russian off the hook either. Hey, all you racists out there that are gonna fucking shit on me, fuck you. The Russian, Ruski. Scuba da, you haul. Like, what the fuck? Shaved head, butchy lesbo dyke, has to act like a fucking weirdo. These are the most like horrible stereotypes. I hope the show does not go on with this.
Yeah. So that's
Can people just be tough without having to go to the extreme ends of stereotypes?
Yeah, can we have that? And I really felt for this girl who obviously done something wrong.
Not all of the Space Wolves talk with a Viking accent.
Yeah, look at that. Look at that inside the helmet.
That looks like Mike Tyson.
Indeed.
Yeah, looks like Mike Tyson for sure. For sure. And this is the moment that we were arguing about last week. Basically, is the orc going to die or not when it's tapped with the power sword? Of course, many people explain that power sword maybe it's acting on the. I mean, when you see a power sword cutting through something, it looks like it's a lightsaber cutting through something, but it acts by separating molecules. It's not because it's hot like a laser or whatever. So that's interesting, of course, but yeah, the fact that some people are agreeing that orcs can actually believe so much that a power weapon will be no longer effective. I mean, it's neither here or there. I think that it is gonna serve more the story and the Sisters of Battle if the Power Sword was shown to be active correctly. Because by this logic, if you give them all the abilities, all the stuff, then why are they not the winners of every battle? Why? Why do we have amazing technology in 40k when it's gonna be ineffective against the orcs? When do we decide when they win? When do we decide when their belief is so powerful that overpowers a super powerful weapon of the Imperium or whoever else race is fighting with them? So that I think it's a very good question. Yes, Tsunami?
I think you're making a fantastic point. I'm sorry that I wanted to add on, but it's like, why are Sisters of Battle special? Their weaponry, their engineering, the way that they have their everything that's an asset to them, their armor, everything else is what makes them not on par with a traditional space marine. They're not genetically enhanced like that. It's not the same thing at all. We give them training, we give them faith, we give them advantages. Show the advantage. That's the girl boss moment that you fucking actually needed, that everyone would have wanted. I want to see the fact that they're cunning, that they're smart, that they know how to use their weapons against these kind of dumbasses who would murder them horribly, among other things, if they are not if they're ganged up on. But if they're not, they can hold their own. And this would have been a great reason why. All you've kind of shown now is that they're equally matched, random orc bro, whatever. And I don't know. I feel like it takes away from the power of the myth or the lore of who the Sisters of Battle are supposed to be.
Yes, yeah. So in this kind of a way, even if both things are true, even if the weapon has a particular power, but even then, if the orcs have the ability to change that, you have to choose which faction is going to shine and what is going to make sense in that moment. And they chose the orcs. They didn't choose the sisters. So I think, yeah, you're right. I mean, we need to see how they can shine. We need to see what they're good at and how they can use their weaponry and skills and mind, like strategic decisions, split second decisions, very important, everything. They need to have this exposure. They need to be shown correctly, and they chose not to do that. Not to do that fully, I guess.
I think they could have done this better if this is an Imperial Guard story of a team running away from a gang of orcs. However, to show some tactical fucking whereabouts for the Sisters of Battle, the Russian does turn around and choose to use the environment against the orcs. She shoots the mountain, which comes down, and so she uses their munitions and everything else like that. I just don't feel like this was balanced enough. And I'm not sure if they're trying to do it for tension or whatever reason. I like the episode. I think it has a lot of potential. I would really like to like this episode more, but I could see some problems that are springing up in the future.
For sure.
Yeah.
And lastly, I just want to say that this Sister of Silence, she was very compelling. I really felt for her. How
Really
she was,
interesting,
yeah, how she was treated. She was really honest and genuine. She was trying to do good by whatever she did. And the black sister actually had her back, and she tried to be fair towards the criticism that the Russian sister was giving to her. That's just pretty interesting.
Yeah. So I do want to see more.
And she's the only goonable one.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's pretty. She's pretty. If you go back to seeing the trailer of Warhammer 40k Night Edition trailer that was done by a great animation studio, they did that sister with the white hair beautifully. She's beautiful. She has scar on her face, but she's beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't delete beauty with just a scar. You can still see her features. She's not disfigured or anything. Because there was an argument before that sisters are not supposed to be beautiful because they have scars on their face. Well, okay. I mean, my face is beautiful. If I have a scar like right here or whatever, it's still gonna be the same, but with a scar.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not pretty to have a scar, but my face is still there. So that's such a stupid argument. Just wanted to throw that out there.
We do have to finish up.
Without being said, guys,
Yeah.
we gotta go. But yeah, we give this episode, I would say, an 8 out of 10 because of all the
totally.
2 points taken for all the things that we would think that would be better. That we do think that are gonna be better. How much would you rate it?
No, 8. Yeah, totally.
Okay.
8.
Tsunami, how much how much are you rating it?
I'm giving it a 6 personally. That's not to be shitting on it any ways, shape, or form. I have my fingers crossed that they can make the way forwards and tie it back into this first episode and make me really care about not just the hot girl, although she's hot, the other two as well. Make me care about them. Make me show me what their power is, and I'm going to instantaneously upgrade it. So I'm kind of on the fence now. I'm the jaded chat guy. I'm jaded, and I'm expecting them to go the wrong direction with this. I think if they could take their heads out of their ass and really pull out the win, this is going to be fucking awesome. And I've got my fingers crossed for it, guys.
Yes, totally agree. Totally agree. So thank you so much, guys.
For the imperium must not fail. Imperium will prevail. The warriors march with sacred might. Their purpose burning crystal bright. To lift the throne world from its plight and guard humanity's light.